Good morning. Today we will learn how to write a part program for drilling operation. First, write down the problem. Write the part program for job shown in figure. Assume the depth of workpiece is 5 mm. The workpiece reference surface is at the lower left of the corner of the workpiece. Okay, then you have to draw the figure as shown in figure. In this figure there is steel plate having 5 mm thickness. You have to perform the drilling operation at three locations, that is point 1, point 2 and point 3 as shown in figure. You have to find out the various dimensions of the holes, that is center point of the hole, along the x direction, along the y direction as shown in figure. Okay, then you have to locate the workpiece 0. The workpiece 0 is always at the corner of the workpiece as shown in figure, that is x0, y0, z0. Is it okay? From this reference point you have to measure all the coordinates along the x direction, along the y direction. Is it okay? For performing the drilling operation we are using VMC, that is vertical machining center. In vertical machining center, to perform the drilling operation, the end mill cutter is used. Here the diameter of the hole is 10 mm, so you have to use the end mill cutter to perform drilling operation on VMC. Okay. Then you have to identify the axis. In VMC there are three axes, X, Y and Z axis. First you have to identify the Z axis, that is a spindle axis. In VMC the spindle axis is vertical, so Z axis is vertical in VMC. As in case of lathe machine, as the spindle is horizontal, Z axis is horizontal, but in VMC as the spindle axis is vertical, Z axis is vertical. Then you have to find out the x and y axis. X axis indicates the longitudinal travel of the table, that is left and right hand side. Then y axis indicates the cross travel of the table, means table can be moved towards the column or away from the column, that is the y axis. Okay, why we have to identify this axis? To locate the particular point of the operation. Okay, then you have to find out the coordinates of the various points, that is point 1, x coordinate is 20, that is along the x axis, and y coordinate is also 20 along the y axis. These are the coordinates of the point 1. Then find out the coordinates of the point 2. Along the x axis it is 100 as shown in figure, and y coordinates remain same, that is 20. Then find out the coordinates of the point 3. Along the x axis x coordinate is 100 and y coordinate is 60. 40 plus 20, that is 60. Y coordinate is 60. Is it okay? After finding the coordinates you can write down the program. The first is program number P002, it is a program number. Then write down the first block as usual, N010, G28, U0, V0, W0, end of the block. What is the meaning of the G28? automatic return to machine home position. Then what does it mean by UVW? These are the parallel axes with x, y and z respectively. U is the parallel axis with x axis, V is the parallel axis with y axis, W is the parallel axis with the z axis. Is it okay? Means in the first block your spindle or tool will be reached at machine home position. Then you have to write the next block N020, G94, G21, G90. G94 means for measuring the coordinates you have to use the absolute coordinate measuring system. There are two types of coordinate measuring system, absolute and incremental coordinate measuring system. Here we are using absolute coordinate measuring system, means all the dimensions, all the coordinates are measured from the fixed point, that is workpiece reference point. Is it okay? G21, it is a metric system, all the dimensions are in millimeter. G90, feed rate in millimeter per minute and end of the block. Is it okay? The third block, that is N030, you have to start the machine or start the spindle. M03, spindle start in clockwise direction with 1100 rpm, that is yes 1100 means spindle rpm, and start the coolant M08. Here the coolant is required for drilling operation, because when the drilling operation is performed the chips should be removed from the hole easily. That's why the coolant is required and end of the block. Is it okay? After starting the machine you have to move the tool from machine home position to the point where you want to start the operation. While moving the tool from machine home position to the point where you want to start the operation, there should be no contact between the workpiece surface and the tool. Tool is moving in air, so that you have to use the rapid traverse. Okay. Therefore, in block number N040, G00, Z5, tool is above the workpiece surface with 5 mm distance. And next block N050, G00, X20, Y20. These are the coordinates of the point 1, X20 and Y20. Your tool is at the point 1, that is center point of the hole, above the workpiece surface with 5 mm distance. Okay, means your tool is reached at point 1. Here you have to perform the drilling operation. To perform the drilling operation you have to use the code G01, that is linear interpolation function with followed by the feed rate. In this block you have to mention the feed rate. Okay, that is block number 060, G01. And what is the depth of the hole? What is the depth of the hole? Minus depth of hole is 5 mm. Therefore your tool is blunt into the workpiece, so that, and you have to measure the coordinates, z coordinates, from the reference point. Your reference point is